So good morning again. It's 10:05. Let's start. My name is Milan Desai again. All of you, thank you for joining this morning for this webinar series that we are conducting to showcase how we can integrate Qlik with R. EzDataMunch, just to give a brief background, we are a Qlik partner, and we have been a business intelligence company working for last few years and providing various solutions and value-added bolt-ons like this to our customers. And just a brief introduction, we have one of the largest portfolio of pre-built applications on Qlik community, and all of these applications are available for download and use. These applications come with pre-built data models, pre-built calculated KPIs and measures and dimensions, and pre-built charts and visualizations, which obviously can be configured and customized by our customers with the data set. So we provide both all these applications either on a hosted subscription model basis, or this can be deployed within your enterprise. We provide a QlikView connector, so we'll go through a QlikView R connector and Qlik and R connector. So our connector supports both the products, QlikView 11.0 and above, and QlikSense 2.0 and above. We also have a QlikSense user portal, which is something can be deployed along with your Qlik Analytics platform if you have bought those licenses to provide access to unlimited users within your enterprise or outside your enterprise. And also QlikSense Enterprise Server, if you have as a license, you can extend it to, again, unlimited users. It doesn't need any separate tokens to your Qlik. So definitely we will run some webinars on that in the future and showcase the capability of this portal that you can extend and use it. We also have various other connectors which will showcase in our website. It's there, and we'll do some webinars. We have a VIE RPD connector, which you can directly connect to OBI RPDs and connect to your data source and bring all the subject areas and do all the various pre-built calculations and dashboards. Similarly for SAP PO, SSIS, Predictive, ASPON. So various connectors and various solutions are available, which our customers can leverage, and as partners, you can also leverage if you want to leverage it. Fine. Coming back to our R connector, we will talk about the architecture overview in terms of how this connector has been designed and how it works, and also then go into the live demonstration of the connector. If anybody cannot hear me out or cannot see the screen, you can raise your hand and let me know. But I'm hoping that everybody is able to view my screen and hear me properly. We are also recording this webinar, just to let you know. So this webinar will be available and emailed out to every one of you who had registered for this webinar and who is participating today. And also this link will be available on our website as well as on YouTube channel, EzDataMunch.com. So if you miss out any part of it, we will make sure that you have access to this video. And at the end of the webinar, I will talk about a few of the things which you will be very interested in terms of how to try out this connector. So stay tuned till the end. And also how you can actually deploy this for your data set and play around and figure out whether this is going to be the right thing. Architecture-wise, we had made it very simple. On the front-end side, we have a QlikView extension object, and we have a QlikSense extension object. So based on which Qlik product you are using, if you are using both, you can have both extension. If you are using QlikView, you can use extension or QlikSense. And basically, on the back-end side, we are using OpenCPU for all the REST-based API calls that we are making to our server. And also, there is a separate R server component that is there on the back-end side. So the way this works, and just to give a little bit background about OpenCPU platform is built for non-Windows based operating systems. We have modified this platform to make it work for Windows based operating systems. So this connector will work on your QlikView desktop or QlikSense desktop, which also basically operates in your Windows 10 or Windows operating system environment. Or you can also deploy this connector on your Qlik View server or Qlik Send server, or you can decide to put it on a separate server within your infrastructure. You can do that. We also already have a hosted instance of this running on our cloud platform. So anybody who is when you access your trial or when you're planning to use this on a subscription model basis, you don't need to do anything except downloading the extension, the front end that you want, and basically it will connect directly to our hosted R platform at the back end, and basically get all the data calculations and the results back. Again, we will have a lot of question and answer. We will keep 15 minutes at the end of the towards the end of the webinar. So make sure if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer all those questions on technical architecture as well as what it does and how it does. So hopefully you'll have more insight in terms of capabilities of the connector when we do the live demo. Use cases that this connector covers, and we will see some of these use cases today in the webinar. We may not have time to cover all of them, but we will definitely cover all the functionalities that you see on the right side here. So we have use cases. We have customers who have deployed this connector in production environment, who are using this for many months now since it was launched last fall for sales forecasting. Basically, they have data coming in from Salesforce and their Hyperion system or budgeting system, and they are actually forecasting sales based on historical sales performance of various products and various sales people within their organization, and forecasting the sales for next 2 quarters. So that's one use case that we know is live. There are a couple of ways in which they are doing it. They are also running customer models and also using existing functionality that we have provided in terms of the auction, cluster, and other. Financial forecasting, very similar. Again, it is based on historical financial performance. We are predicting the month-end forecast for the asset balances or customer receivables, payables, and so on. Customer churn, it is being used by financial customers and telecom customers. They are looking at churn. Labor cost, extensively used by retailers, hospitality, and healthcare customers of ours, where they are basically looking at timekeeping data coming from their Chrono system or Workday system, any timekeeping that they're using, for that. And we are pulling in that data, and then they're applying the payroll policies that they have, and actually doing optimization based on those payroll policies, how much overtime they have and how much they can optimize, how their current schedules are designed, and what kind of utilization they're having, or how they can optimize the utilization of the resources, which is very crucial for most of the companies in healthcare, where the cost of resources are pretty high. It is also very important for professional services companies, but again, the cost is high. Campaign ROI, so we have a separate custom connector, again, custom model, which basically does campaign ROIs for your social media campaigns, your physical campaigns like video channels, or NG, or paper, radio, any other physical channels where you're trying to optimize your campaign, and how these campaigns are doing, and what you can do more to extract more ROI. A low default probability, this is again something that we've done for credit card customers. So it is not just, it is used for credit card customers as well as personal loans, or small business loans. So you can predict the default probability of your credit card customer portfolio, and we'll show that live example how it does and what kind of analysis you can do the live demo shortly. And also about personal loan customers, so how you can actually predict the default probability of your personal or small business account portfolio. Spend Optimizer provides you capability to optimize your spend, whether it is travel and entertainment spend. We do fraud analysis on that, where people are charging personal expenses on their expense report, and we are able to identify those kind of patterns, as well as spend optimization in terms of where the savings are, which contracts are going to go and negotiate based on the market rate analysis and various rate analysis for a specific item, and again, price purchase variances and impact of a deflation or interest rates or commodity price movement on your cost. And crime analysis. So we have government entities using our connector and models for doing crime analysis in terms of what happens if there's a rainy day, what kind of crimes will go up and which zip code or which area those crimes will go up, and those kind of alerts are generated by our model, and they are actually baked into the Qlik and Predictive application. Coming back to the kind of functionality that is supported today, you can run your custom R models in our connector. You can customize and configure it to do that. We will show you how it is done today in one of the examples. Basically, if you have any custom R models that you already built and you want to run those models, get the results back into your Qlik and Predictive applications and build your analysis on top of that, we will show exactly how it is done. ANOVA, MANOVA, F-test, T-test, correlation, and then various functions. So I won't go into the details now further, and let's try and get into the demo. So let's go to the live demo. Let's start with a simple application. I'm going to start with this simple database that we have. In this application, this is a data set about weather impact on the customer footfall in your store. So this is a retail example, a retail or a restaurant, whichever way you want to look at it, where you're looking at weather outside, weather details in terms of temperature, rain, humidity, and various other aspects of weather on a given day. And then you're looking at your customer footfall across your locations. Also, there is a season information. So there is seasonality, whether it's spring, whether it's winter, whether it's summer. Also, there's information around what kind of customers are walking into your store. So you have your casual customers who are just walking in, and casual diners or casual shoppers. Or you can have your loyalty customers, where your loyalty programs, because our experience, the behavior of casual customer versus loyalty customer tends to be different, because if you are sending out coupons to your loyalty customers, it is 30% coupon, for example, which is expiring on that day, then those shoppers, irrespective whether it's 90 degrees outside or it's freezing cold at -20 Fahrenheit, they are probably going to come in and try and buy something. So the behavior of those customers is going to be a little bit different than your casual customer. So again, you can analyze the pattern. So again, this is a regular ClickSense chart. We have loaded the data. We are using a simple whatever data load function data map that we have in ClickSense. So I just want to show you what data we have here, so that it's just a day data. It's basically every day, which week of the day, and all those details are there. And this is a standard data set that is used by many R training programs. So this is a data set that we took because that is very useful, used by a lot of. Let's go to the app again. So as a regular business user, you're starting to discover and starting to analyze what's going on here. So you will build your first chart and standard clicks and start, as you can see. I'm putting day-wise, customers coming into the stores, year-wise, weekday-wise count, and things like that. Then I move on to build my season-wise counts and my month-wise counts. This is an interesting chart that we built. This is not a Qlik and connector chart, but it's a class-driven chart which we created. And now let's move on to let me show you this example first. Coming back to narratives. So there are examples of narratives kind of extensions available out in the Qlik market. I just wanted to point it out that these connectors work on a specific chart. So it is not going to really give you a holistic picture around your data set the way you would like to analyze for that. So there's a distinct difference between what we do in our connector versus the kind of other connectors or other extensions that you need to buy. Because these are going to be just writing stories about a specific chart or specific dimension, not look at your entire data. So let's look at this example here. So we have our extension is going to load here. So let's look at, so this is a describe functionality, and I'm going to, let me go and actually start it in the sheet. So I'm going to create a blank sheet, and I'm going to say, I want to build, use my R connection. So I'm going to go to my extension. This is the extension that you've downloaded from our trial website, and I will give you all the details at the end of the webinar. And I'm going to just take this extension. And if you look at this extension here, it comes exactly similar interface that you have for most of the Qlik and charts. So you can add your dimensions, you can add your measures, and then there are options here. And this is where it will become interesting for you and the users. So I can go and start adding my options. I'm going to add average temperature as a dimension. I'm going to add holiday, whether it's a holiday or not. And I'm going to add whether which season it is. Right? And once I do that, automatically, as you can see, it's starting to bring the statistical analysis. Now, this is going to bring the default analysis, which is summary analysis, the summary report. But I have different types of analysis. So this is where the connector really outshines what you're trying to do. So you have summary analysis, you have correlation, you can run forecasting models. So you have forest model, decision model, conditional decision models. You have neural networks that you can run to this, different type of clusters. So you can write K-means cluster, EWKM clusters. You can define number of clusters that you want to see, and again, you want to do a reclustering, or you want to do run by cluster. So there are various options which you can do using this drag and drop and selection functionality, as opposed to writing R programs, which are, again, you need that experience and understanding of how to write those programs in R and pass those parameters and values. And the worst thing is, every time you change something, you have to go and modify your program. Whereas when you come to our connector here, you just have to change your options. I'll show you different options. So let's start with summary here, as you can see. And within summary, when you select, there are again multiple options. So I have a summary option, I have a describe option. So if I select describe, for example, it is going to show me all the various different statistical analysis about the data points. So what is my lowest point, what are my unique numbers, what is my quartiles, as you can see here. So as and when you start selecting, let's say I want to see my basics. And therefore, again, this going to show you UCL means, LCL means, first quartile, median, SC means. So as you can see, all this information comes right back at you. It's well formatted, so you know exactly what you're looking for. So it's not just about we are getting data back from R, the results back from R. We are also providing a way which is easy for your users to understand and analyze, and it's formatted in the right way. So all that work is being done by us behind the scenes, and you are able to get all this information. I just want to show you that when you can do exactly what you want to do with this extension, like any other object that you're bringing in. I can bring a list of objects, get a filter pad here. I will select another filter. Working day, for example. So if it's a working day, it will say 1. If it's not a working day, it will say 0. So I have this filter now. And I'm going to have this filter in my UI. I have my statistical chart, which is generated by selecting the options, and I'm going to select my working day option. The moment I select that working day option here, you can see now this is something again, real-time change in the value. So this is fully interactive with anything that you will do within the. We have the same thing that you can do in QlikView. So let me open up. I'm showing you a desktop mode, but it works exactly like this on a server. And as I said, we also have so I'm going to go and create this chart. So you come here to right click on the new sheet object, Obviously, you have to be in a web view mode. Work. I'm going to drag my EzDataMunch analysis. Sorry. So I've just done that here, but I can go and change the properties if you want. So I just drag and drop this extension here. I can select various data points like a typical quick view chart, and I can select my targeted measure, and I can select my report options. Whether I want to say summary, I want to say describe, I want to say basic. Let's look at cross-step. And I can select this option. It is going to do real-time call to the R engine that we have in the backend, and it will bring data back. So, idea here is since it doesn't have much, let's see. This is a different data set. Now you can have as many objects on your sheet, so there is no need to put just one object on your sheet. But sometimes if you have a very large data set, you want to make sure that if you are having an object and where you're running, let's say, a decision model, for example, you want to be careful about putting a couple of objects like that on a very large data set because whenever you make any action in your application, like select a filter or do something, it is going to refresh both these objects in real time. So that's the only thing that you have to be careful about. But as you can see, it's exactly like the one that I showed you in QlikAnd. There is no difference. I can add filters in the same object here so that now this I'm showing you on a QlikAnd server. So this is also deployed on a server, but also it's running in the desktop. Let's look at some other functionality apart from the summary analysis. So for the sake of time, I created some various analysis already here. So let's go to correlation. So now this is a correlation analysis. So again, when we go back and select the object, I'm looking at correlation. So when I select category of correlation, you see that these options have changed here. So based on what you select in the main category options, like for example, if I select cluster, it's going to change your option cluster. So this is where it becomes very, very easy for your data analysts, data scientists, your business users also to not only substantiate and complement the business analysis and the intuition that they have about what's going on in the business data set. Supplement that with the statistical analysis with the same ease that Qlik brings to the table for any other chart or any other analysis we're doing. Now I can select correlation. As you can see, we have provided different methods. So if you look at most of the connectors out there in the marketplace, even if they are, even with Tableau, for example, or any competing product that you want to look at it, they are going to provide you one method. Either you can select most of the time because that's most widely used, but that doesn't mean that you cannot do candle. And every time you select a different method, it's going to provide a thing. And you can actually, you know what you can do? I can copy this chart, like a regular text chart. I'm doing that. I'm going to actually compare my Pearson and Candle side by side. I'm going to select this as a Pearson and the other one is Candle. Now I can see how these two correlation methods are actually showing results. I can even select this in an ordered manner, or I can say I want to do Pearson do in a hierarchical way. Now the data set is not the easiest. Still work in order. So now you can see this correlation has changed when I select another option, which is a separate option on our program, which is ordered. I'm doing an ordered correlation using Pearson method versus Candle. So now, as a business user, I can see this correlation side by side, and I can actually, it works with the filter. If I remove the filter, it's going to again refresh the data set that is going back and bringing the new result. So this is the power of our connectors. If you go to Qlik Market today or anytime, we are the only certified connector for Qlik and commercial connector available, which you can apply for all your statistical applications. There is no other connector out there which is able to provide you with the kind of ease and kind of functionality that you're looking at. And again, we keep upgrading our functionalities in these connectors every 30 days. So what you see today, you're going to see much more next 30 days. So there is, and all these upgrades are available free to our customers. So if you happen to subscribe or happen to buy our license, you will be able to see all those upgrades. So today we support almost close to 60 to 75 different statistical and forecasting model options in our connector, but it will probably grow to more than 300 options in the next 12 months. In addition to that, you can always run your custom R model. So let's go to that example. I think that will be very interesting. But I can show you some other types of analysis. This is an ANOVA analysis. People familiar with ANOVA. ANOVA is used for bringing out the coefficient, whether this variable has an impact on your targeted measure or an outcome, and to what extent, so that if you look at the F value or E value or ET square value, it will basically show you the value is close to 0, and it doesn't have a substantial impact. But if the value is close to anything more than 0.5, it's going to have substantial impact on the outcome. So again, you can create same thing. You can select your dimensions. You can select your targeted measure. It will work on selections that you make. So the moment I select something, it's going to change my ANOVA calculation. Let's look at, so there is a regression analysis as well. And as you can see, all these charts are presented in a very well formatted way. So it's not something that you have to do a lot of formatting, or it's shown in a very, because otherwise all these work you will have to do in R. When you write your R program, if you know R programming, you will have to do all of this work to get that. Second option, obviously, to get data back from R and somehow append that data to your existing data model, reload this application, and then I'll show you in a couple of weeks for that. So again, we have all these examples. I want to show you another example of decision models. There's a decision tree model that also we have. This is a linear model, so you can see this. We have a linear model that you can create. So again, this is a chart directly coming from R, but I can just work exactly like any other clicks and stuff. So if you have it, you can't change. Right now, there is no option to modify this chart, but we will provide those options, and the newer and the later versions it will come out with, where you can modify the color and set some various options for this chart as well. But it will work as interactively with any other filters or charts that you have a selection. We also have a forest model and decision tree model. So a lot of things that you can choose from in terms of how. So you can have a traditional decision tree model, or you can have a conditional decision tree model. The conditional decision tree model is here, and it shows you basically based on season. Once again, based on the data. And if I change this data points here, it will change my decision tree model. So let's say I don't want I don't want season, for example, here, and it will real time. It's based on humidity. Or if I want to add, let's say, temperature, and I'm going to put temperature up, it will change my decision model. So this is the power of the connector that we bring to the table for everybody who's trying to leverage more value from the investment that is already made in a tool like Qlik, which is fantastic for data discovery. And there are options. If you go to the options here, as you can see, there's a model decision tree, and then either it's conditional, you can select the splits, your buckets, your depth, your complexity, your priors. You can include missing, or you can even go and say, I want to do a traditional model. You'll have some other options here, and it will generate model. So let's go to an example. I'm going to go to an example of a credit card, what I want to show you. So you have a credit card database with customers, either a loan database or a credit card customer database, and you want to predict whether this account is going to be default in next 2 months to a timeline that you're looking for, or it's going to be good default. And what is the confidence level? Now, this is a very crucial aspect of confidence level, because based on which prediction model that you run, the confidence level can be different. So let's say you have a very complex data model, an R model, prediction model that you built in, and you want to run that model and bring the data back, or confidence level and other information back into your Qlik, and you want to analyze it. Now, this is a classic example where our connector allows you to run your custom R model and update your Qlik application in real time to the result, and allows you to then modify your chart. I'll show you this quickly here. So it's a very simple. Let me go to the data model viewer. I'm going to go to my data model viewer. It's a very simple data set here. And I'll show you the script as well, and so how exactly this is. It's a very simple script right now, because we are having all these data about the loan, and then we are sending all this information to R, and then based on the model that we've written, it is taking this information, it's doing a multi-prediction model by using neural network and forest and a random forecasting model and regression model. It is assigning a confidence score to each of these models, and then based on the average score, it is taking that confidence level and then bringing that result, showing that result back in real time, and then we are uploading that result in real time in Qlik application, refreshing the data model so that that data is available here. It is in confidence real time. So I can show you exactly how this works. The script is very simple, but because the entire heavy lifting is done by our connector. So it may seem that, yeah, I can do this, but it's not simple, because it's not just a simple execution of R. So this is what the simple script is here, and let me expand it. So we are just loading a CSV file here for demonstration purpose, but it can basically, as I said, you can bring data from your data sources, tables, database, data warehouse, wherever your data is. Doesn't matter. It's a standard Qlik application data model that you can build. Once you load this data, we are creating an input file. So our connector allows you to define your input file for your R model, which your custom model that you return, those parameters that you have identified for running your model. And we are just executing this program. It's a simple command here, but in the background, it does a lot of stuff. It is taking this data file. It is building a connection to R engine. It is sending this data file. R engine is running its prediction model. It is creating another file. It is throwing that back file, and then our data connector is picking up that file and then bringing that file into the desired location, reloading the data model, and updating the application. This is in real time. So I will show you this in real time. So we'll go back and we'll see that we have 99 records, 99 customer accounts right now. I'm going to change the data source to, let's say today you got another 1,000 accounts from your operations team or risk management team, that you have 100 customers now. There are 1,000 plus customers who want to run this model in real time. I'm going to go and I'm going to go to my load editor script. I already have 2 files, so let me quickly show you those files. Data files. So I have sample file and I have sample 1. So sample file is the 99 records, which is let me say original data file. And now I've got a new file, same exact file from my database. which has many more records. So let me open that file. I'll just show you that. Also, now this file has close to probably more than 1,000 records here. So I have now almost 1,200 records. So I'm going to change my. I'm just going to make one change here. Instead of sample, I'm going to just add sample 1 Excel. So that's where I have a new file, and I'm going to save this. I'm going to load this data. See what happens in real time. It is loading the data. It is executing now. This is where our connector comes into the play, because it is now sending that input to the data, getting the output back from the data. It's already loaded now with the prediction. Now, if I come back, and this is happening real time. It's not I'm loading something. This is the same exact data. If you see here, the sample 1, and if I go, let me show you, control home, I don't have the status and the prediction confidence columns here. You see my data set, there is no confidence column. Status column, not there. So I've only sent the input data to R, and I've got the results back already, and it's already loaded. So my application is loaded, everything is done. If I go back, I'm going to click my application overview, and I'm going to see database. Now you can see I have 1.24, so almost 1,240 customers now. Different portfolio value. It was 80% before, or 90% good portfolio. Now, operations and risk has sent me more customers, and they're right, because my good portfolio value has substantially dropped from 88% to. That means I've got more bad customers. And as you can see, now this is a pre-built application on the chart, but basically now the data is there. So you can, that data that we got from R, those columns are available now. If I look at dimension, I will see status as one dimension, which is what I've got. And I also got confidence level with my column, which is updated. So I can now use this to build my regular ClickSense or ClickView charts and use whatever you want to use. If I select those things, it's going to, again, real time, it's going to update my analysis here and show me what's going on with the confidence level that I was expecting. So this is the real advantage of using a connector that we have built for R, where, as I said, you can run n number of simulations and statistical analysis right out of the box without doing any programming. Or if you have your own custom models in R and you want to use those models to bring the data in, results back in, and analyze with your existing ClickSense application, you can easily do that without doing it. And I wanted to close this demonstration and open the floor for more questions by quickly showing you our portal. I mentioned that we have a portal, so I just want to quickly show you that. And then, so if you go to, this is our portal, which we have created, which, as I said, you can deploy it on your Qlik enterprise server or QAP license, or if you're an OEM customer of Qlik, you want to embed this, you can do that. So I am going to log in. And the beauty of this platform is you don't need additional tokens. Actually have unlimited users on this portal without really buying additional license. So I'm going to say here, and I'm going to open the same analysis application that I showed you, credit card delinquency. As you can see, this application, the moment I refresh this application in the background, it will update on this portal, and I can now provide access to various people. So I've logged in as admin, but I can have different login rights. So I can create as many users, different groups, different roles. I can give them access to this application or multiple applications. As you can see here, I can give access to them. I can even give them menu level access. This is used using Qlik's mashup capabilities from ClickSense, but you can do the same thing with QlikView. And now if I open this application here, and it automatically creates your entire URL, so you don't have to do anything additional. It's all automatic, driven based on your sheet labels. So once we open this URL, you would put a couple of things. First time it takes time because it's connecting to the server and getting data. In the meanwhile, we have also done the analysis on the So typical standard credit card analysis that I was showing you using our standard connector option. So you can also run those things based on the data set that you can, like interest paid or total loan amount and credit card balance or the age, like that. You can do all of that as well. So with that, I wanted to quickly cover one more slide. So as you can see in the summary, we have more than 60 plus, almost 75 functions now with options available for you to try out. Different deployment options. So you have a subscription option where you can use the cloud, type to it. You can deploy it for desktop users. So you have 5 data analysts or data scientists who want to do this in their application. You can just buy those licenses that they can analyze this in their desktop environment. If you want to do it as a server, because if you want to deploy these applications on the server for larger user audience to use it and analyze it in their application, that is, it works in desktop, and on the server it works in Windows. So that's because one of the biggest issues about using the kind of framework that is available. A lot of these things doesn't run on Windows. We make sure that it runs real time and interacts with everything that you have within your application. There is no limitation on data sources or size because it's basically a standard model. You can bring in whatever data you want. As long as the data is curated and it is made to work with statistical analysis, because most of the time statistical analysis itself, and the data is curated and it's more analytical. If you have a lot of textual data or context-related data, then it's not give you the result. So that's one of the drawbacks. That's the drawback of R. We are actually going to add more context-related analysis as well in the upcoming versions, but that will be utilizing other technologies. Ability to run custom models. I think this is a huge plus that our connector provides, where you don't have to do anything new. Whatever you have, you can make it work. And again, getting data files directly. So we also have an option where you can actually get data files directly instead of the formatted things that we showed you, and then you can get those files and then build your own platform. So that's another thing that you can do. Just to give you a brief idea about the pricing, subscription model, $10 per month per user. As you can get started, you can start using the connector tomorrow. User license, it's $300 perpetual license, AMC. But again, you have a few users, 5, 10 users, data scientists who would like to do this. You can just buy this connector perpetual license, and every upgrade that will come with will be part of your name. On top of that, if you're looking at server base, so let's say you have more than 50, 100 users, and you want to really put these applications in server environment and everybody to use it. It's one-time cost, unlimited perpetual license. So you can have unlimited applications and unlimited, that is not capped at the number of users. So once you get the server license, you can put as many users and as many applications. If you want to talk about it, please reach out to us. We will be happy to talk about it. How to try it out. So if you want to try this connector out, go to our website today, click on I want a free trial, click on that button. You will go to the registration page, and then if you see at the bottom in the industry and function, you say Qlik and R or Qlik and R. You select that, you agree to the terms and conditions, register for it, you'll get an activation email and verification email. Once you verify, you'll get an activation code, which will be valid for 30 days. And if you, after 30 days, if you want to still continue to use it, you see the value in this, then you can subscribe or like a license. So you will be glad if you can try out and see how really it helps you out with your data analysis, statistical and predictive modeling that you're trying to support, and enhance the value from your Qlik and applications. Again, a lot of applications we have, so if you are interested in a lot of other pre-built application portfolio from EzDataMunch, which you can jumpstart your analytics, then there's a lot of information on our website. We can also register for a demo, and we can show you and provide you access to few of our existing applications that you can play around and run around to the portal that I just showed you. And that's it. So thank you once again. I know we are almost at the end of our webinar, so I would like to open up for questions. I'm going to unmute everybody, so or you can just type in your questions if you want to. I think that might be better. So if you want to type in your questions to me, I will look at those questions and then I will answer as I see those questions. So with one of the questions that I have is, will I be distributing the PPT? Yes, the PPT will be available to everybody who is registered for the webinar. As I said, the video is also, recording of this PPT as well is going to be available for everybody. So yes, we will be sharing with everybody who is registered for the webinar. This connector is available for Tableau also. Answer is yes. This connector is will work with Power BI, Tableau, and Qlik. So if you want to use this for Tableau, this will work with Tableau. And we have all the connectors that we mentioned about for Qlik, like OBI, RPD, and SAP BO, and Meditech, and all those connectors that we mentioned, they are available for Power BI and Tableau as well. So all the connectors that we have created, they are visualization platform agnostic. Use it for any visualization platform on the front end, especially these three. And our portal is also actually multi-platform, so you can embed your Power BI dashboard, you can embed your Tableau dashboard. So one of the things that we are portal is allowing to do is, if you have any public dashboard that you are sharing today, there is no governance, there is no security on the Tableau side or the Power BI side, you can use our portal and securely share those dashboards with your audience or your customers, for example. So this is going to be a very good option for customers who would like to put governance security around public sharing options. Yes, if you want to schedule a demo, one-on-one demo, you want to deep dive into some of the use cases and more different options, definitely we can do that. You have my email ID on the screen, so just send an email out to me and we will schedule a demo where we can get into a larger deep dive and more details about what we're trying to accomplish. We also have these connectors to our partners or existing Qlik partners. So if you would like to use these connectors for your client deployment, we have a partner program, and you can register for those partner program, and you can use this connector to resell or even bundle into your applications which you are deploying. So feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to. Any more questions? We know we have 5 more minutes. I want to make sure that if you have any more technical questions or any other questions, you can always go to our website, and as I said, you can definitely try and register for the free trial, try it out on your data set, and see the ease with which you can accomplish a lot of things, and showcase that you are also a data scientist if you are not, to your senior executives and wow them. And hopefully that will get some brownie points for you, and then which is something that you can use on an ongoing basis. So also watch out for our lot of other webinars that we are going to conduct over next course of the year. So we are repeating this webinar every Thursday for next month or so. So you can anybody can participate, but we are also running a lot of other webinars about application for connectors. So if you want to subscribe to those webinars, keep looking at our website and register for those events. So make sure that you are always having a time to join for those webinars, see how you can use all these things for your application, data sources, your analysis, all the connectors. So if there are no more questions, I can close the session. It's almost 4 minutes remaining, but if there are no more questions, then I can give you 4 minutes back. Thank you once again, everyone, for participating today. We would love, as I said, we'd love to hear the feedback. Try it out. Give us the feedback. You will tell us what more different functions that you want to see in this connector. And if you want to run any custom models, if you want to try out the POC of any custom R models that you have, reach out to me. We'll work out and show you and custom configure those things, the connector for you, so that you can run your custom model on a trial basis and see how it can value. Thank you so much. Everybody have a very good day, a wonderful day, and we will see you again on your next webinar next Wednesday, which is on labor cost optimization. So it's a very specific webinar. So if you want to register, please feel free to register on that webinar, and we will continue this webinar again Thursday webinar for other participants. Thank you so much, and great day.